Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic Sith Inquisitor Edition. Now, when we last left off, we were stationed outside Darth Scotia's quarters, and we are now about to head in and hopefully assassinate him rather successfully. Now, I have just spent, I do believe, about 45 minutes actually talking with a lot of the people from the guild. We had a little bit of fun with a trivia game and various other things like that, and I did not know any of the answers. That is for sure. And I met a few new people, and everything seems to be rather cool, I gotta say. So yes, by all means, I did actually take a look at some of my mail. I did not read any of it, but I took a look at some of the titles, and it appears that many of you want guild invites. So what I would suggest is that if I am not online, I would suggest sending a message to either Zanish or to Reyes, and they should be able to invite you, because Zanish is Zabosh, and Reyes is Magaros, and they all, I do believe, I think both of them have inviting ranks in the guild, so they will be able to invite you. But of course, if you just send a message to anyone in the guild, then you can of course get an invite that way, because then they'll ask in the guild chat if anyone can invite, and then that will be done. So before we head in to assassinate this fellow, I thought that I would use this. Now, this is a mount that Zabosh actually sent me way back. This is actually one of the first mails that I got, and I didn't take this because I was actually thinking to myself, oh, when am I going to get speeder piloting? And yeah, it actually happened quite a while ago. So we're going to be learning this, because this is going to be our mount. This is Bob. Yes, he is a rather impressive individual. And we will now... Wait a minute. Let me just... Where is it? It's added to the vehicles. There we go. Aha, excellent. So now we can use Bob to run around. And without further ado, let us head into Darth Scotia's chambers.
I see. Nothing yet. What makes this slave so bold as to enter my chambers? Tell me, slave, are you insane, or do you have a death wish?
If you think this is bad, you should meet my other personality.
Skisk. Kill him.
I'm your master now.
Clever. Zash must have stayed up many a night to think of that one. I suppose you'll be sending my bodyguards away now, or maybe you'll order them to kill me.
I don't need you. Go home and take your relic.
You shouldn't have done that. The bodyguards, they're nothing. Show. But you subverted my authority, took my slaves from me, and that makes me angry. And killing you will be over too soon. No. I think you're going to have to suffer first.
Oh my. Well, oh, okay, here we go. We have the cyber neutralizer. Let's use it. Thank you very much. And we're going to be dealing some damage to him. Yep, it appears as though we are. Very nice. I do like that. Come on, let's shock him. And I do believe my sound is a little bit too high. I need to reduce that on my headphones. Goodness me. And now we are going to be dealing some damage to him. There we are. I actually did a very nice stun on him. I do like that quite a bit. We're getting shock back up here as well. And we are hopefully going to be taking him out before Kimval dies. No! There's a shock. There we go. Oh, Kemval has been defeated. However, we are able to take him out. There we go. Okay, so now I can revive this fellow. No problem at all. He'll be back to full fighting strength very, very quickly indeed. And now we are going to be talking with Darth Scotia.
What is this? Ha! Did you... Zash! Zash! You've killed me!
Don't blame Zash. This is all me.
Mindless. You don't know what Zash can do. Think of how many years she must have spent plotting my death. She will kill you, just like she's killed me.
If that day comes, I'll be ready for her.
Oh, yes, we will. Okay, wow, that was that was reasonably easy, but do bear in mind that we actually did that with Kemval absolutely taking the entire brunt of the assault that Darth Scotia laid upon us. So we are going to be teleporting to the Nexus Room Cantina and speaking to Lord Zash. That is a very quick way to get around. I do appreciate the shorter cooldown on the quick travel system. That is really very nice. And now, where is Lord Zash? She is going to be over here, I do believe. Oh, wait a second. Kemval wants to speak to us. Shall we speak to him? Yes. Let us speak to him before we head on any further.
Selon se carigai. In piso se waitai spila presin cretai. In pise e wanata atragata injais.
By the time we're done, you will have fed to excess.
Anims jai fragibans. Imbate sunjas. Puijangardos wai parpana.
Okay. Well, that's a welcome. That's a welcome message from Kemval right there. Oh, yes. I will not eat you now, but I'll eat you later. Yes? That seems to be the case. Okay, so let's take a look at... Yes, so we need to get up here, and hopefully we'll wait for the elevator to come down, and then we will be able to get up and speak to Lord Zash, which does seem to worry me a little bit. What Darth Scotia said about Zash turning on him, maybe she will be turning on us in the future. So that is going to be a little bit worrying, but I do believe Lord Zash is a match for... No, probably not a match for us right now. But we'll see.
Well, when I'd heard she'd taken up with a Mandalorian, I was scandalized. Just scandalized.
A Mandalorian? Does nobody value Sith blood these days?
I know. Don't you think so, Zash?
E places amins wai hais fools. Gawandida seek from Tauhans.
I'm sorry. Will you excuse me? I need to have a quick chat with my apprentice.
If you must. Now, as I was saying.
Thank the Emperor you've arrived. It doesn't matter how much one drinks. These parties are just dull, 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 dull. I hope you've come to cheer me up.
I have dismantled the machine.
He's dead then? Excellent. You have performed magnificently, apprentice. None of this would have been possible without you.
Lord Zash.
Darth Zash, I'm honored.
Yes. I'll just let you two chat.
Don't go anywhere just yet, apprentice. This call won't take long, and I have some further instructions for you. As I said, my lord, I'm honored, but why call me?
You have nerve, Zash. Nerve. But I thought you were smarter.
With all respect, Darth Zash, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play ignorant with me, Zash. Scotia's dead, and you killed him.
Scotia? Dead? That's the first I've heard of it. When did this happen?
Just now, Zash, and you know it. What did you expect to gain? His position? His title? You know it doesn't work that way. Where's your discretion?
Discretion? I've been at this party for ages. I may have had a little much to drink, but I'm fairly certain I haven't murdered anyone. Though I have always fancied Scotia's chambers. So much more shelf space.
Zash, I don't want to have this conversation by hollow. Report to my chambers immediately.
Yes, Darth Anaton. It'll be my pleasure.
Looks like you have a meeting to get to.
Give me time to talk to Thanaton, and then meet me in Darth Scotia's chambers. And don't worry, you've played your part, now it's time for me to play mine. We did it, apprentice.
Oh my. And really? They really did that? They really said, okay, so we're going to take you all the way to the cantina, and now we're going to be taking you all the way back to the place that you were just at. Right. Okay. That is... a little bit perplexing, I have to admit. I was not really hoping for anything like that. I was hoping to perhaps be able to get back to somewhere else, but nevertheless, I suppose it is fine, as long as Lord Zash gives us something that requires us to go out into the jungle of Dromund Kaas, so that we can actually... Oh yeah, this is our Mount Bob. Thank you very much. And yes, we're going to be going out into the jungle and hopefully serving Lord Zash as well as infiltrating the cult of Revan. And we are now just about to approach Darth Scotia's former chambers.
There he is. It's Lord Zash's apprentice. Surely he knows.
You wouldn't tell us if he did.
Warpain's Brigan Iswis Buidan.
Still, it doesn't hurt to ask, does it?
Colonel, let it rest.
I will not let it rest. Everyone knows Lord Zash was at the party when Scotia was killed, and yet everyone knows she killed him. She somehow devised a way of being in two places at once. If I let it rest, we'll all be dead.
Don't be silly. I'm the one who killed Scotia.
Now you're the one who's being silly.
I wouldn't underestimate him, Colonel. He looks dangerous enough to me.
But a Dark Lord of the Sith? He's only an apprentice, Calaveras. Please, you must tell me. How did Zash kill Darth Scotia?
How many times do I have to say it? It was me. Me.
Clearly he's not saying anything, Colonel. Let it rest.
Fine then, fine. But I'm warning you, Calaveras. Lord Zash is becoming too powerful too quickly. Since when has anyone in the history of the Sith committed a murder so brazenly, yet made it appear that she was somewhere else the entire time? It's enough to wake the Emperor, I tell you.
Wow, okay, they obviously do not believe us. They do not believe anything an apprentice has to say. You wouldn't think that they would, but there is that slight little thought in your head, because we are the apprentice of Lord Zash. Who else would she give that kind of objective to? I wonder. Oh yes, okay. Well, let's report to Lord Zash. And she's looking... Wait a minute. Is she wearing different armor now?
Perfect timing, apprentice. I just met with that insufferable Thanaton, and I have good news.
Everyone's talking about how you killed Scotia.
Good. Let them talk. They can't prove anything, and it'll drive them mad. And my meeting went exactly as I planned. You would have been proud of me. I went into a reprimand, but I emerged a Darth.
You've certainly earned it.
I did more than you realize. Nevertheless, what's important is that we are finally free to act. Remember the map you found on Korriban that pointed us to the power of Tulak Horde? The first piece of that artifact, that power, is here on Dromund Kaas. This piece is in the deepest chamber of the Dark Temple. Scotia always hoarded the key to the chamber like a Hutt hoards his credits. Now I have Scotia's title, his chambers, his research, and his key. He always said I would enter the Dark Temple over his rusting corpse. However, I won't be the one to go into the Dark Temple. You will.
It will be my pleasure.
Before I went to Korriban to choose an apprentice, a furious apparition awakened in the Dark Temple, implacable in its anger, murdering all who trespassed on the innermost chamber. But I had a dream. An apprentice of low origin humbled himself before the apparition, pacifying it. That's why you and your peers were singled out.
Wait. You want me to bow to this apparition?
You must go into the temple and face the apparition. And when you do, I believe that your humility will be the key. Still, I want you to know, I'm not certain you're the one from my dream. I fear I may be sending you to your death.
I eat apparitions for dinner.
You have a wonderfully deranged mind. And you're right. Tulak power awaits us both. We must not lose sight of this goal. Use this glyph to enter the innermost chamber of the Dark Temple. Humble yourself before the apparition, and bring back the piece of the artifact.
Sai galut saira, iswis us urf bendan, ja atnam, in puidangarja.
Oh my. Okay, so I have received some advice. Now, the advice is to take commendations all the time. Do not take gear, even though we actually have, yeah, pretty nice earpiece right here. Oh my, this makes me a little bit worried, because as you can see, we actually don't have any implants at all, and it would be quite nice, but I have received some advice to take commendations, and we are going to be taking the commendations, because I do believe, according to the advice that I received from someone quite trusted, we are only going to be spending maybe 6, 7, or 8 commendations at a time. And so we are gaining 12, and spending 8 is perfectly fine. So we have 4 left over. So technically we could actually get much more gear by going for the commendations vendor rather than anything else. So we are going to be taking the basic commendations right here. We are going to be advancing to level 18, which is absolutely amazing. Very nice indeed. And now we will be heading on to the Cult of Revan. I do believe that's what we will be doing now. But of course, it may take us a little bit of time to get there, so we'll see. But I just have to get used to where Darth Zash is now located, because of course she is now a Darth and not a Lord. So we'll see if I can actually remember that. I'm probably going to be running over to Zash's quarters, her previous quarters, should I say, instead of heading over to Scotia's. Well, technically hers now, but still. So, let's take a look. Where do I actually have to go? So, here is the Cult of Revan. We are going to be heading over there, and I believe I will be taking a speeder. Okay, so we have taken a speeder all the way into the Revanite compound. I know, it actually seems rather strange how we were able to immediately go here, but I suppose that is an effect of the 12 times experience bonus. They seem to have unlocked all of the flight paths, which I do actually quite like. And now we will be speaking to Dazun and seeing what he has to say for himself.
Did you lose your way in the jungle? You have my sympathies, but we can't help. We have no food or water to offer. There's nothing for you here, and strangers are not welcome in this place. You'd best be going.
I was given this token. Does it tell you anything?
I'm not sure. Ah, you do have the token. Someone must have had great faith in you to send you our way. Welcome to the Order of Revan, Initiate. Welcome to your new life.
What is this place?
This place is our haven, built by the Master and protected by the faithful. Here we leave our duties to the Empire behind. This is where the Master guides us in the mysteries of Revan, the one who began a Jedi but grew into a Sith, and then something more.
Why would a Jedi join the Sith? And what do you mean by something more?
As a Jedi, Revan was a warrior who slaughtered armies. As a Sith, Revan was a teacher who trained 1,000 dark apprentices. Eventually, Jedi and Sith both turned on Revan. But instead of being destroyed, Revan was reborn.
What do you mean, reborn? What was Revan's final fate?
Revan was stripped of power, stripped of life, of memory, and left to rot. And still, Revan relearned the ways of the Force. The reborn Revan destroyed Jedi and Sith, and came to Dromund Kaas. Although Revan's life ended here, the Master preserved that life, so that we may learn from it.
Your knowledge might prove useful.
Revan mastered the light side and the dark side, war and peace. We seek to walk the same path. Take part in our rituals, learn Revan's path to greatness, succeed, and you earn the right to join us.
Then I look forward to learning.
Around you, you'll find your new teachers, Revanites who have spent their lives recovering the works of Darth Revan. Speak to them. Complete the tasks you are given. When you are through, return to me, and the Master will give you your final lessons.
Okay. Sure, why not? And now, if I move over here, we actually have someone else to speak to. And we have just reached level 19. Excellent. So, Elder Revanite Jorval. We have reached level 19. I actually have also another utility point, which we are going to be spending. Reducing the force cost of your next shock or ball lightning. Okay, ball lightning I actually don't have yet, but I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be getting it. And so, what are we going to be going for? Well, insulation increases your armor rating while lightning charge or surging charge is active. Well, that's all the time then. So we have a 30% increased armor rating. In addition, targets you guard gain insulation when they take damage, increasing their damage reduction by 1%. This effect's acted 3 times. Okay, maybe more of a tanky thing. Lowers the cooldown of Electrocute. I quite like that. Reduces the cooldown of Jolt. Increases your movement speed and your effective stealth level. Overload binds its targets in electricity. Well, there's nothing that really speaks to me right now. And that's kind of a shame, I gotta say. Reduces all damage taken while stunned. Lowers the cooldown of Electrocute. I guess I'll just take that for now. Because I do like to stun, and having a quicker stun is always a good idea, I suppose. It's now only 50 seconds instead of a minute, so maybe that could help us?
Come here. Come closer. You are among the initiates who wish to join our order, and this is good. But tell me something. You are here because of the Order of Revan. Are you ready to die for us?
If that's what the Order requires.
So very eager, but not so very wise. Consider carefully, for every Revanite must face the trial of death, just as Revan died at the hands of the Jedi and Sith. Death freed Revan, left him unbound from all oaths and promises. It paved his road to rebirth. Will death free you from your past?
I left my past behind when I became Sith.
Then you have nothing to fear. Before us is a path. Beyond the path is a cave. A cave dedicated to Darth Revan. Initiates fall on the path. Initiates are torn apart by things inside the cave. But initiates who reach the end are reborn. Remade.
By all means, continue.
Go. And you'll see. The path is here. The cave. The cave will be more trying.
The more challenging, the better.
Remember, survival is not your goal. Trust in the path of Darth Revan. We have nothing more to discuss. Go and return to me when you reach the end of the cave.
Okay, meditate at the Revanite altar, and we need to make our way... Wait a minute. Okay, that is the wrong way to go. Oh yes, let's go down this way with Bob, and we're going to be making our way into the Revanite shrine. Well, technically into the cave. Oh my goodness, whoa, that's a big sitting statue. Do you see that over there? Whoa, okay. I hope these things aren't actually too difficult. Oh no, they're actually level 13. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I just saw the elite sign and I was like, oh, maybe we're going to have a couple of difficulties here, but no. It appears as though we should be okay. Now, I do actually like this mount quite a bit because it actually has a much greater jumping ability. Is that just my... I don't know. I think that might just be my mind playing tricks on me, to be honest, because that shouldn't be the case. It should just be a cosmetic upgrade, I suppose. But who knows? Who knows? They are known for jumping, that particular species, so there is that to consider. Oh, Gundarks. Yep. They are definitely the kind of unit that we're going to be fighting here. Wow. Gundarks are known for being force resistant, as far as I'm aware as well, so yeah. Maybe need to be a little bit careful, but do bear in mind, so yeah, do bear in mind that we are very high level, so don't really need to worry too much. Oh my goodness, I love the effects. Oh my goodness, that is so amazing. Okay, wait a second. What is that? Oh, there it is. Ah, Kimval says, a forgotten Sith Lord with a collection of devout followers? Still, who even remembers the deeds of Tulak Horde? Yes. Well, I think we do, don't we? I think we remember him. Okay, so, meditation. Oh my. Oh wow. Okay. I was not expecting to wake up in the camp, but we survived, I suppose. So that is always good. Okay. Yeah, that is always good, yeah. Surviving. Okay. Well, let's speak to Joval once again.
You return. Dripping with the blood of the womb, you are reborn. Your old life, everything you were, all of it is dead. Buried inside that cave.
What was that place? It was strange.
Darth Revan's shrine. Every piece of Revan's life that we've recovered is in that cave. It's the last thing initiates see before dying. Tell me how it feels. Your obligations have vanished. Your past no longer burdens you. How does it feel to see the world reborn?
Like the power of the Force flows through me.
You've done well, and I'm proud that you've begun your new life as a Revanite. Choosing allegiance to us, first of all. Take this gift to guide you in your new life. It will remind you of what you've become. Leave now, and may the Force make you strong.
Oh, there we go. Wow, that was a very small quest, but we actually have another one over here as well. So let me take this basic commendation. There we are. And now let us speak to Ladra, and no doubt she will be telling us something else about Revan.
Come forward. Speak to me. We're all students of Darth Revan, and I enjoy the company of initiates. I remember when I was like you. I remember my trials and the joy of killing in the Master's name. You're so fortunate.
How often does the Master ask that someone be killed?
The Master doesn't have to ask. He trusts me with that burden of judgment. I'm Ladra. Once the personal assassin of a Sith Lord, I am now the serene protector of the Master and his students. I contemplate Revan's teachings as I execute intruders and heretics. But I also guide initiates and help determine their trials.
Your wisdom must be great, Ladra. Will you share it?
Of course I will. That is how I honor the Master. Every Revanite's initiation includes a trial of the past, a rite to bind the initiate to Revan. Your rite will be very special. You will find the mask of Darth Revan, what he wore after becoming Sith. It's a powerful symbol of his greatness, long lost to us.
Retrieving forgotten lore is my speciality.
Then I'm glad to put your skills to use. The mask is in a collection of antiquities possessed by my former teacher, the Sith Lord Grafan. It must be freed from that heretic, rescued in a rain of blood and death.
Murder and mayhem await.
Speak to Torun, our curator. He'll give you the spiritual guidance you need and tell you where the mask is. When your journey's done, bring the mask to me. Good luck. Welcome the peace that comes with serving the Master.
Oh my. Okay. Goodness me. So, let us speak to Torun.
What have we got here? I wasn't expecting a visit from any initiates, but you're welcome to stay and talk, in any case. I'm Torun, devoted servant of the Master and student of Revan. What can I do for you?
Ladra asked me to talk to you.
I should have known. I'm to ritually prepare you for finding Revan's mask, then. It's unnecessary. Ladra's devoted to the Revanites. She's also obsessed with that mask. Says it talks to her. Ladra wants the mask to represent everything Revan ever was, but he wasn't just Sith. Before his rebirth, he was both Sith and Jedi.
Now you've got me interested.
Good. I hoped as much. It's tempting to seek answers in material objects. Ladra will use the mask to teach that Revan was a being of only darkness. I don't want that mask becoming our Order's sole focus. Bring it to me. I'll keep it safe among a few like-minded scholars.
Not sure I want a full-blooded Sith angry with me.
She doesn't need to know what really went on between us. I'm sure Ladra promised a grand reward for the mask. I can't match it, but I can promise your initiation will proceed smoothly. Will you help me preserve the real Revan? Or will you let Ladra overshadow everything with a Sith relic?
I will see this relic for myself before I decide.
I understand, but I hope you'll think this through. I don't have to tell you to be careful, but may the Force be with you. May it keep you strong and guide your return.
Okay, so, that is actually a little bit confusing, I would have to say, because even though Revan was both Jedi, then Sith, doesn't it make sense that he was Jedi, and then became Sith, and then he was a combination of the two? But that contradicts each other quite a lot, I have to admit, so, rather interesting. Well, let's just take a look at where do I actually have to go for this? Let me see. I actually have to go down there, so if I went to the wall, then we'd be able to get there rather fast. Okay, so without further ado, I am actually going to be ending this episode off here. Next time on Star Wars The Old Republic, Sith Inquisitor Edition, we are going to be retrieving the Mask of Revan, and I'm actually quite interested to see if we can actually keep it for ourselves. So, I think that might be an idea. I don't know. Yeah, that's a difficulty. I think it may be an idea to keep it for ourselves, because even though the cult is technically against the Empire, we are working for the Empire, so it would be a good idea for us to keep it for ourselves and become even more powerful as a result. Well, we will see what happens. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.